You can retire with a mortgage. Will it be more stressful? Yes. Will it be more financially optimal in many cases? Yes. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at this basic example because this is what blew my client's mind and they actually stopped worrying after I told them this. I said, "What's your interest rate?" They said, "About 4%. So it's pretty low. I know it could be lower, but it's still pretty good." I said, "How much is left on it?" They go, "About $210,000. I said, "Okay. So what historically have you done as an investor?" They go, "Well, about 9, 10% a year." I go, "Can you rely on that every single year?" They go, "No, but that's the average." I go, "Okay. How long have you been getting returns like that?" They go, "Very long time. I've started saving early." I said, "Great. Financially, the most optimal thing you should do is pay the minimum to your mortgage and invest the rest. Because if you pay the minimum and get, let's call it 4% interest, because that's your interest rate, and invest it and get 9, 10% with all the other money that otherwise would have went to paying down the mortgage more, you will over time yield a higher benefit. And you shouldn't do that." And they're like, "Wait, what do you mean? You just financially proved it's more effective." I go, "Yeah, if you could guarantee 9, 10% every year, but you know what I can guarantee?" And they're like, "What?" I go, "I bet you're going to sleep better with the mortgage paid off." And they went, "Oh, thank God." And I realized in that moment, oh, they didn't really care about the financial side. Yes, it's important, but they were worried about, am I going to have to accidentally go back to work if I screw something up? And if I don't have a mortgage anymore, it's just, I'm not going to worry as much. My shoulders are going to go down. No one's ever said, "I'm going to throw a party because my portfolio is up 100,000. But you bet that people have gone, "Oh my gosh, I'm debt free. I'm sleeping better. I don't have a mortgage anymore. It's one less expense, one less thing to worry about." So you better believe I'm about to show you the financial example. And you might watch this and go, "Wow, this is really helpful. I'm going to keep my mortgage and I'm still going to retire," because I don't want you to think I can't retire, I have a mortgage. That is total bogus. But the truth is, it depends. For many people, they're not going to retire with confidence unless they truly pay off the mortgage. Now, there's a big risk. Pretend all your money's in a 401k and you want to pay off a mortgage because you're going to sleep better. You're looking at a huge tax bill. So be ready for that. Make sure that you are absolutely ensuring your desires emotionally, paying off a mortgage to sleep better, are actually matching with your financial picture, because I see that get mixed up a lot. So I'm going to go through an example for you in just a second. As a reminder, my name is Taublieb. I'm a certified financial planner, host of the Early Retirement Podcast, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer here at Root Financial. If you want to spend your time on what matters most, this is what we help our clients do. You can head to our website by scanning this if you're watching on the TV, or you can go to the description where there's a link to go to rootfinancial.com. And in the upper right, there's a little button that says "See if you're a fit." You click on that, answer a few questions. We might be talking very soon. So here's the example. We're going to do two different setups. It's the best way to learn. You can go, "Okay, got it. Am I more person A or person B?" And as you watch this, please let me know which person you resonate most with. This helps me make content, and I'll personally respond, I promise, to every single comment. You heard it right now. Every single comment in this specific video. This might bite me later because I could be here for a while, unless you guys go total blank on me and then I just do a weird TED talk to this camera. Okay, my cameras and I have quite the relationship at this point. Okay, jokes aside, here we go. Here are the assumptions, okay? So first is you're 60 years old, $2 million portfolio. You want to spend $80,000 a year. That's after taxes. You have a mortgage rate of 3%, and let's say 600,000 is left on that. Your monthly payment's $2,500, and I'm going to expect a portfolio return of 6%. These are just assumptions I just decided to go with. We could use whatever we want. I'm going to now do two versions of the same person. Ready? This is scenario one. This is someone retiring with a mortgage. This is where the math wins, but it doesn't mean it's what you should do. So investments, 2 million, mortgage, 600,000, net worth, 1.4. Obviously, they still have their home value. I'm assuming they're not going to sell their home. Let's not get too complicated. So living expenses are 80,000 a year, mortgage, 30,000 a year. Keep my math easier in my head. So they need $110,000 a year as someone who's retired. That's A. Why does this create stress? Well, they have a higher withdrawal rate immediately. So if they have $2 million, they want $110,000 a year. That's a 5.5% withdrawal rate from the get-go. So assume markets drop and they're just unlucky. Markets go down, let's call it 20%. Well, now their portfolio is 1.6. Mortgage payment doesn't change. Oh, that's stressful. Maybe we should push off that trip. I don't want you doing that in retirement. I want you to enjoy what you work so hard for. The psychological pressure starts to come in. I have to pull that 30,000 whether markets do good or bad, and I'm not working anymore. The flexibility of spending disappears, and your anxiety rises during down markets. Now, what does the math say over the long term? Mortgage rate 3%, portfolio expected return 6%, investing the extra 600,000 to yield that delta should outperform paying off the loan. Over 30 years, net worth likely ends higher. But retirees don't experience averages. They experience years. So let's go to the paid off home, the sleep well version, if you will. Same thing, but here's the change, okay? In this example, they have 1.4, not 2 million, and they want to spend 80,000 a year. There's no mortgage, so it's just 80,000 a year. Their withdrawal rate looks worse on paper. Stick with me here. Once again, they have 1.4. They're taking 80,000 a year. That's a 5.7% withdrawal rate. So on paper, this looks worse, but spending is optional, not forced. Down markets. Oh my gosh, we got unlucky. Markets are down 20%. What do we do? Portfolio falls to 1.12 million. No required payment. Cut your discretionary spending instead of panicking. Take 3 trips that year instead of 5. Fewer panic-driven decisions from a behavior perspective. Less temptation to sell at market bottoms. Less pushing back things you really want to do. And more confidence sticking to the plan. What are the hidden advantages nobody talks about? Paid off homes reduce mandatory spending. If you've heard me talk about withdrawal rates in a big way, because I talk about them all the time, you can see this video where I talk about guardrails approach and how to withdraw income in retirement in a creative way to minimize tax liability. When you have a mortgage, that's more expense that you're paying, which is not a bad thing. Once again, the math can often work out to make the most optimal sense, but it doesn't mean you should do that. I find retirees really don't fear low returns. Here's what they fear: a fixed obligation, a lack of control, and being forced to sell assets at the wrong time. You work so hard to put money into that 401k. The last thing you want is markets go down. You have to go sell at a loss, and it would have been better to actually not put money into the 401k. How stupid would that feel? So for person A, keeping the mortgage made them richer on paper. But in this case, paying it off made retirement actually work. But what's the big variable that you know I'm probably thinking about right now? Is it coming all from a 401k? Because this is not taking into account the taxes you would have to pay. If you were to take $600,000 from your 401k, you would be taxed up the wazoo. That's when you're paying tax at your highest marginal brackets. And that would change this analysis entirely. It's the exact reason I encourage you to check out this video where I actually use my software and the tool to show you how to actually do this, how to model it out on your own to ask yourself, okay, what makes most sense? To summarize this quick video, retirement's not about maximizing your net worth. It's about minimizing regret and stress when markets don't cooperate, which by the way, they're not going to cooperate. It's a matter of when, not if. If you enjoy these videos, please like this video, comment below what you learned, what was interesting, and then please share it with someone you want to retire early with. It's way more fun to retire with friends and family. Once again, if you want to work with Root Financial, you can absolutely reach out to us at rootfinancial.com, and we'd love to have a conversation to see how we can help.